It's episode 2 of SOS Presents Bases Loaded, our podcast show dedicated to Major League Baseball. I'm your host, Stacey Carter II, joined by...
You Rudy. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Bases Loaded.
What's good? Noah, how you feeling about your Pirates so far?
Bit shaky, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of edging the plank here, buddy. But kind of ended up walking the plank a bit, buddy. But nah, I mean, I'm all right. I mean, it's still really early in the season, so I mean, we'll see what happens. But very, very good start to the season. Kind of got in a bit of slump recently, but we'll see. Got a bunch of changes still need to be done.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna talk about Cardinals. I'm not gonna talk about it because I'm just not gonna talk about it. But I'm just not gonna talk about it. But let's just move on to what we're gonna talk about actually today. We're gonna just catch up on the first month of baseball. Just talk about who we think's in the lead as far as teams. Spencer Strider is done for the year. What does that mean for the Atlanta Braves? And also, we got to talk about Noah's boy, Paul Skeens, who should be making his debut very, very shortly. But let's go ahead and run to first base. As we look at the season so far, it's only been like a month in. Who, in your opinion, Noah, has been the best team so far?
Best team so far, I gotta say Yankees. I gotta say Yankees. It's close between them and the Guardians for me. They're both doing really good, killing it so far. Very dominant pitching, very dominant hitting. Defense also stellar on both sides. Yeah, those are my top 2 teams as of now, bro.
All right, Yankees, Guardians. Okay, cool. I went the other route. I'm in the NL, and I think the best team so far to me has been the Atlanta Braves. I mean, they got the best record by losses, 19-7. They're top 5 in a lot of the major categories, and they doing this without A, Spencer Strider that we already mentioned, and B, their top hitters, their top go-getters, Matt Olson, Robert Acuna, Austin Riley, they haven't even been batting that good. Their leading batter right now has been Marcell Ozuna, who leads them in batting average. I think he's hitting like 340. I think he has like 8-9 home runs. And Ozzie Albies, who's always a little sneaky little batter, like he's hitting 324. So like their top players not even playing that well. They're, the ones that MVP, the literally MVP last year, the NL, is still trying to, find his way, because I think he had an injury, something in the postseason, I think. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Braves as the best team in baseball right now. But let me go ahead and double back to your Cleveland Guardians point. We expect the Yankees with the big money to be at the top. What about the Guardians? They like that team that's under the radar. Do you think they can sustain this early success they have right now?
Yeah, I definitely think they could still be making some noise. From what I'm looking at right here, they are 6th in the league in runs. They're 10th in the league in batting average. 6th in the league in earned runs average, which is like a little over 3. I think it's like 3.2. But yeah, I still think they got some young playmakers on the team. I keep forgetting the names, but Jose Ramirez is still balling out there. Their pitching's been dominant too. A lot of good starters. Yeah, and then Steven Kwan, that's the left fielder that's been really impressing me so far this year. He's hitting like 345 right now. And 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, nothing crazy, but still, I mean, you get on base, you win games. That's a big right there that you need on your team. Little things like that, that help keep your team in the mix. And that's the top of that division is getting pretty close too. Like the Royals are at 17-12, man. So I mean, I know, right? So like, and both those teams have been scoring runs. So I think Cleveland could keep this train going if they don't have any major injuries or anything. But yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I believe I don't know, both of us picked the Twins to win the AL, I think. But the AL Central, I think. But I know, at least I said that I wouldn't be surprised if the Guardians at least put a dent in those plans, and also
Mhm.
win the division outright as well. Like I think they have a good veteran team. And then as far as the Royals, I hope they keep it up. I'm not a Royals fan, but like again, I like to see parity in baseball. I like to see teams just compete. I like to see competition throughout every team. And for them to be 17-10 right now, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
They low key got pitching too, man. Like
Yeah.
they don't just have Bobby Witt Jr. They have a bunch of like solid people
Right.
too.
Oh yeah. Like you have young talent, you got to put it together at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put it together. I was about to mention Bobby Witt Jr. too, but I like their start so far. Can we do that for the Marlins? Can the Marlins please,
Yeah.
for the
Oh
love of
man.
for the love of God, good Lord.
Poor Marlins, man. Oh man.
Oh man,
But yeah, I was gonna
but
say, yeah, it's pretty funny how we both said the Twins, and it's like, whoa, like I honestly did not expect Cleveland to go like start this spot like pretty good so far. So
yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see how they'll finish this season.
Right. Shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to the Yankees. Shout out to the Atlanta Braves. But let's go ahead and slide to second base. Let's talk about one team in particular. Of course, they're going to be the talk of the town throughout the whole season and years to come. The Los Angeles Dodgers. They're sitting at 18-12 right now. They just came off a 6-game winning streak. They just lost today, Sunday. How we feeling about the Dodgers start to the season so far? Is this what you expected? Or they're below or over? What you think?
It's somewhat what I expected. I mean, we all expected. I think they pretty much should be dominating that division most of the year. The hitting's been doing really good, like one of the best hitting like units in the league for sure. Um, Pitching's been kind of a wild card for me so far from what I've seen. Um, yeah, I don't know. Because I noticed that like here and there that Freddie Freeman's gotten like a bit of a slump. Um, but I mean that happens to everyone. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think the Dodgers still got things going for them. Especially if they got, the three-headed monster with Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie. Or Frederick, some of my friends would say. It's pretty funny.
Frederick.
Yeah, Frederick. But but yeah, they got a loaded roster, dude. Will Smith too, like, so I think it'd be hard. I think it'd be surprising for me to see them like just totally like stink up the joint and like
Right.
ruin it. So yeah, I still got like high expectations for them in the NL especially. So yeah, it's probably gonna be between them and the Braves for the best NL teams this year. It's what it's looking like so far to me.
They're 3.5 games up on the Giants in the NL West. I thought that their record would be a little bit better.
Hmm.
18-12, I mean, that's not bad, but I thought they'll hit the 20-game mark at least. At least right now. Their hitting been fantastic.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too. Their hitting's been some of the best, and it's like they still only even have the 20-win mark, So it's like, it's
Right.
interesting to consider.
All right. Mookie looking like MVP candidate right now.
Easily.
Shohei's transitioning to the NL very well. Then, like you say, you got Will Smith. It's been great up and down. Freddie Freeman. That pitcher, I mean, Tyler Glasnow, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly,
Mhm.
5 wins up there towards the top of the majors. And I don't what do you know what's going on with Walker Buehler?
I don't. I haven't been following him a lot. What's going on with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him. Maybe he's not pitching yet. I don't see Clayton Kershaw on their stat lines yet. So I
Hmm.
mean, we'll see what's going on. We'll see if Tyler can continue good pitching. That is something that I'm looking at because you got him, you got Yamamoto also, who's seemed like their second guy for right now.
Hmm.
They'll
James
be the test.
Paxton.
Yeah, yeah, and they'll be the test for the Dodgers um, going on into May and June. Is like, can that pitching hold up just enough for them to pile on 5 wins in a row at a time? But
Hmm.
I mean, they're hitting no question. We already knew flat out like their hitting was going to be towards the top of the majors. Again, for me is like when y'all get to September, when y'all get to October, that is the measuring stick for me. Regular season, I'm never gonna worry about the Dodgers.
Yeah. And considering how Glasgow, I think Glasgow's leading the league in strikeouts.
Mm,
Like, so they got to keep him healthy. But
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
Dodgers in October, man. Gotta wait to see what another round of that was like.
Yeah, we gotta see how that's gonna go. We gotta see how that's gonna go. All right, let's stop here at second base. Let's go to our first segment ever on this show, Bases Loaded. The first strike. Now, this is basically somebody who right now is a little rocky. They ain't got 3 strikes right now, but they got that first one to swing and a miss so far. So for the first strike, who needs to make an adjustment quickly? It could be a player, it can be a team. Who needs like a little warning sign right now?
I'm gonna be a bit biased and say O'Neal Cruz. He has not been up to my expectations as of late. He's hitting 240, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 8 runs. He's been all over the lineup. He's been hitting like top 3. He's been hitting bottom 3.
Hmm.
Defensively, I've seen him make like a handful of errors already that's like routine and just like, you got to have that, buddy. But he has been struggling with the bat lately. He's been striking out a lot more than what I've used to been seeing. A lot of clutch moments that are set up for him, doesn't deliver, so I don't know. Maybe it's just an early season thing for him, but that's someone I think really needs to step up in time in order to save the season and get things going.
All right, Mr. Cruz, you heard him. You heard him. You got to do something. Me, I'm focused on the team. I'm looking at the Texas Rangers right now, who are the defending champs. Their record, not what I expected defending champs to be. I thought they'll, come out the gate a little bit more on fire. They're 15-14 right now, half game back of the Seattle Mariners, who I thought that was going to be tough anyway. And they've been 5-5 the last 10 games. Only a 5-run difference, +5. And they're pitching. They're in the middle of the pack in Major League Baseball. They're 18th overall in pitching. I thought they'll be a little bit better. They're batting. They're doing well. They up there towards the top in average and home runs. I forgot the name of their home run leader, but he has 8 right now.
Jose, sorry, Adolis Garcia.
Yes, there we go. Adolis Garcia. He has 8 home runs right now. I don't know what your boy Corey. You said Corey Seager was your MVP. What's he doing?
You're telling me, man. Shit, I don't know. I don't know, man. Damn, that's a tough one right there.
I was seeing his name early on too. I was like, okay, Noah got a point here. And then next thing you know, he's hitting 238 right now.
Yeah, not great. 2 home runs, not great. But hey, man, it's still fairly early. So I mean, hey, we'll see what goes. I noticed a lot of players tend to get really hot in the summertime. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think just like the Dodgers, they'll be fine going forward. They'll get stronger and stronger. So, but for right now, like, you might want to. It's your first strike right now, the Rangers. You're 15-14 right now. You're defending champ. You got to defend your crown a little bit with a little bit more strong effort.
Yep, definitely, man. See, they're right neck and neck with Seattle to that division right now, huh? Interesting. Yeah, that's good to see Seattle do good right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was waiting for them. To do good.
Oh yeah. And then I know that you said that you like them in this division, so it's a good call right there so far, man.
Yeah. Look at me.
Yeah. and look at that good old Astros in last place. Huh?
I knew you was gonna say something about that.
Had to. Sorry about it. Nah, but no, it's an interesting division right there to watch. So I'll definitely keep my eye on that one. That's the AL West. Yeah,
AL West.
Yeah.
Good old West.
Sir. Can I add one more in there?
Go ahead. What you got?
I'm gonna say the Brewers. I know that they're still off to a good start right now. I feel like that starting rotation really took a big blow this offseason, losing Corbin Burns and many more. I don't know. I don't think the consistency is going to last the whole season. But I noticed that they've been kind of playing down to some of their competition as far as like divisional games at least. So we'll see how that goes. Their hitting has been clutch, I'll give them that, but their pitching's very beatable. So that's one team I'd say, hey, like, guys got to keep things going for you, man. This is probably your best opportunity you're giving yourselves right here. So we'll see how that goes.
Right. So that was our first strike segment. Now, going on to third base. This is where Noah going to lead the way. Noah got one topic in particular that he wants to bring up, that he wants to talk about. Take it away, Noah.
So I just stole third with this one, guys. We're gonna go talk about the Spencer Strider issue being out for the year, guys. So Spencer Strider, we all know, Cy Young candidate, young buck, behind the mound, ace for the Braves, strikeout machine. Just declare that he's out for the season. Pretty much I think a couple weeks into the season. Very devastating blow for the Braves. However, the Braves still stay on top of that division with what they've got. Stacy, I want you to spill what you got on this topic for me. Do you think the Braves are still going to get this division on lock with Strider out for the year?
I think they have so much talent all around that they can lock up the division. It's like I said before, they enter that same territory I put the Dodgers at. It's like no excuse for real. Like you got way too much talent, you got way too much firepower for you not to get the job done. And, as far as regular season, even without Spencer Strider going forward, they still can do it. Now, postseason will be their true test. See how that rotation going to do without their ace. It's kind of hard for any team to win without the ace because at the end of the day, you can have 1,000 great hitters. If your pitching is trash, you're not going to go that far. It's game over. So they still got a shot. I mean, they still got, as far as their rotation, Chris Sale, who's been a veteran. They still got Max Fried, who's been in there with the Braves for a long time. So they still got people to cover for Spencer Strider. But I want to see how it's going to go in the postseason without the ace.
Yeah. I was going to say that's my thought on it too. If anything, I think regular season they got a good shot of staying in good shape. Yeah, it's weird because most teams starting rotations, they change because there's some pitchers you can include there I could throw them in there easily game 2. Some starting pitchers just are better in the playoffs as a relief pitcher. It's interesting how that works. So you never know if that's someone that's going to be Max Fried or he's probably going to start obviously, but or Bryce Elder or Reynaldo Lopez. So people that are not used to the heavy rotation yet, but we'll see. It's definitely a big blow, regardless of how talented your team is. But yeah, I think if any team has the chance to overcome and still do good, regardless of that big obstacle and big blow to that team, Braves are definitely one of the top teams that can still make some noise.
Yeah, and for right now, they're one of the pitchers, AJ Minter, has 5 wins, which is towards the top of the league.
So Minter.
Yeah, and then the other Chris Sale, he has 3 wins, and then the other guys have 2. So it's the pitching there is pretty even. It's pretty good right now. But that ace when it comes down to it, when you need that big strike in them tough situations, 2 men on base, 1 second, 1 third, you just need that strike. We'll see if those guys can do that. We'll see if that Minter's regular season successful right now. Can that carry over? Chris Sale will be somebody they'll rely on. That's a guy who been there, done that. So
yeah, it's you definitely want the young buck, 25-year-old ace pitcher in there for sure, man. So it's gonna be an interesting playoff, man. It's gonna be an interesting playoff tournament in this year of baseball, man. I'm excited to see who's gonna compete in October. So with that, I think we got pretty much all that out of the way as far as the Spencer Strider situation. And we going home. We going home on the ground ball with ground ball infield up. We going home on this one. All right. All right. You get the situation. Yes, sir. It's critical because this topic is also just as critical with Paul Skeens, which is debatably one of the top prospects in the league. That is expected to make his appearance sometime soon this year. We are still impending on his debut. When is he going to be pitching in the starting rotation for the Pittsburgh Pirates? Is that going to be before the All-Star break, after, or during? Whatnot? Tomorrow, hopefully. But we'll see. We'll see. Stacy, what are your thoughts on the matter? Do you think Paul Skeens needs to be brought up sooner or later?
I've been going back and forth about this because I don't know. It's like you don't want to bring him up too early because it'll seem like you pushing the panic button if you're the Pittsburgh Pirates. But it's also he's like it's proven right now that he's way too good for the minors. Like way too good. Like I remember stat like 8 innings pitch. He pitched like 8 innings, didn't give up a run and striking out everybody. So it's weird. I think if the Pittsburgh Pirates start sliding down as far as interest and record, I think they'll bring him up. But I think for right now, like you can keep him out until June.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. June, I think, is that around when All-Star break, or is that July? Like middle summer?
July.
Okay, yeah.
All-Star
So like
break.
so you think right before All-Star break, possibly?
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I could see that. Honestly, I think if we lose like another starter or two in our rotation, I say call him up. That's in like an emergency situation though. I totally 1,000% agreeing with you not to rush him. I say like if he's still like, walking on water, make it look easy, and the minors let him keep doing his thing. But like don't let him like risk him get injured like as much as he needs to be, like all that. Keep making him better in the minors. Experience is key for young bucks like him. We did lose Marco Gonzalez like a couple weeks ago. I think he's out for like a good month or two. I think like something with his forearm, but we've had like a couple bullpen starts for the last couple games I've seen. And we had a young guy, Quinn Priester, coming in. Who's actually done not bad so far. But I think personally, in the totally like worst case scenario, if there's another starter, especially if it's like Jared Jones or God forbid Mitch Keller, one of those two goes out, throw him in there. I think in that situation, yeah, I don't see what other choice we'd have. Unless there's some other prospect that we've been stashing for a situation like that. I don't know, but record definitely has a big deal with this one. I think if we're starting to come close to like last place, which I think we are right now, if we get like starting to like separate ourselves to last place from the other teams in the division, you got to start thinking about that. Like Derek Shelton's got to be like thinking about something like that, making big moves like that, especially if we don't have Marco Gonzalez coming back. So yeah, that's just my opinion on the matter. I'm hella excited to see him play regardless when it comes in, whenever. Super excited. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how that all turns out for us.
Well, right now, my damn Cardinals are in last place. So hopefully that make you feel better a little bit. But I don't know if you can answer this question because you follow the Pittsburgh Pirates as your team. What are they expecting this year? Are they expecting developing players, or are they expected to win?
I think they're expecting to win because we've had this same group of young guys for like a good year or two, and I think most of them are starting to settle in. Like Reynolds obviously is doing his thing. Brian Hayes has done really well. He's improved a lot more over the past couple of years. Jack Sawinski's done better. And we just got a new catcher, Henry Davis, that's been settling in. Joey Bart's we just got from the Giants. So yeah, I think, and then our pitching has been pretty solid too as far as starters. Our bullpen's been pretty shaky lately, but I know that we have like one of the more distinguished bullpens in the league. And I think with a roster like that, considering that it's probably like on paper our most talented roster since the 2015 like MVP McCutchen era, I think that's the time that we need to like step it up here and like say, hey, this division ain't that strong. There's a lot of teams that can win this division in the Central, and this is up for the taking. I feel like this is close to their time, close to their window to like get things going here, especially with and there's another prospect that we have like stashes, Termar Johnson, the second baseman that we drafted a couple years ago, like top 3, I think. and we haven't even brought him into the conversation yet. So
Mm.
when him and Skeens are playing together, oh man, like that's like around those guys like O'Neal, Brian, like Brian Reynolds, Connor Joe even. Like those are people that need to lead these other people, talented prospects, into like what they're trying to accomplish here. So I think this time around needs to be a time where we need to start winning.
Yeah. The big question is for Paul Skeens, does his quality starts, um, potential quality starts, if he is called, does it equate to winning for the Pirates? Because, like you said, right now, this division right now is winnable. I mean, like I said, my Cardinals are in last place, but we're only 4.5 games out of first place, which is held by the Chicago Cubs, who was at 17-10. So it's still up for the grab. But you don't want to throw. That's why I say it's a tricky situation. You don't want to throw a rookie in the middle of that, especially like you said, your rotation been solid, even though they're missing a couple pieces right now. You still want to keep that going, but I don't know. That's always a tricky thing with these prospects when they a high draft pick and they just killing it in the minors.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I totally agree. Like I said, I think in like an emergency situation where we're really tanking it and separating ourselves from the other teams in the division, like by a big margin, I think you need to start thinking about stuff like that and throwing him in there. What was it? Yeah, it's crazy to consider because like the division, like you said, is within 5 games of all the teams. So it's like it's very close. So, a lot of stuff can happen in like the stretch of like 2 weeks. We all know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. But it's very exciting. That's a very interesting division. So I'm excited. I honestly don't know who will win that division right now. I honestly cannot like say like, oh, this team for sure can win that. Like
Yeah,
I have no money.
I thought I knew. I thought I had it. Apparently, I'm wrong. Apparently,
I think we both said Cardinals win the division this year, right?
yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay. That's funny. Hey, but I mean, there's still a lot of baseball left. We'll never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, very interesting division, like I said. So yeah, I'm excited to see how Paul Skeens is gonna look in the new threads for the first time for the boys. And yeah, I'm excited for my Buccos. See if we turn things around.
All right, that's it. That will be exciting to see Paul Skeens. Hopefully, we get to see him sooner rather than later. But take your time, big dog. Keep on developing, do your thing. This was the end. This is the end of Bases Loaded, episode 2, April edition with Stacey Carter II and D. Noah Urruti. Real quick before we leave Noah, did you see the news about baseball? They switching their pants back, their whole uniform back in 2025. How you feel about the new uniforms? They've been getting a lot of flack.
Wait, really? You new uniforms?
Yeah, Major League Baseball, they hooked up with Nike. They got these little tech kind of uniforms in Major League Baseball, but people don't like them. And you can see through the pants and sweating. And yeah, I'm a big proponent of baseball becoming a little bit modern, but don't mess up the look. Like, you got some fantastic uniforms. Like, people don't want to see that. They don't want to see people sweating, see through after sweating. They don't want to see that.
Yeah.
bring the old pants back.
Are you talking about just the pants or the whole uniform?
The whole uniform, but the pants, I just seen the post just now, in particular.
Uniform changes. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, the uniform changes.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any like sports clothing brand to do something like this, it would be Nike. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta see some more examples as far as like models go in the uniforms. But yeah, I mean, I don't want them to look janky or anything.
Oh
so,
no.
I mean, I know that like what are the alternative uniforms each team has with like the city-made uniforms that represent their
City Connect. The City Connect.
Yeah. Some of those look tacky as hell. I'm sorry. Like, have you seen the Phillies ones?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them. I don't.
Yeah. And then the Padres ones are awful. I'm sorry. Like,
See, I told you they shouldn't change their damn colors.
Yeah, right? Like, oh man. What are they doing? I don't know, man. There's some teams that are just like, some look solid, but some of them like mid, and then some are just like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, they have like totally different colors and everything. Like, I don't know.
Right, yeah, hopefully they're getting right in 2025. But once again, this is the end of Bases Loaded, episode 2. We will be back in May to talk about more Major League Baseball.